What's good, y'all? It's your boy Light. Your boy's back at it, back having another banger. Today, I also am beautiful screens is back with another one. And welcome back to Spooky Scary Friday. Now, if some of you don't know what Spooky Scary Friday is, I know everybody already know. Spooky Scary Friday is one of those days that we as a community all come together and we react to spooky, scary, story time animated videos sent by you guys. But today, I picked some videos, some spooky scary animated videos that we're gonna react to today, if I'm saying. So today we're gonna react to five true terrifying horror stories animated. So let's get your snack, get your drinks, and let's get to it.
To meet my wife a few months after we moved into a new place.
Okay.
This took place back in November of 2018 and actually wasn't even fully resolved until just recently.
Got you.
So back at this point in time, me and my wife were going through some hard times. I was making money through some slightly illegal means and had actually gone to jail for 9 months.
Okay.
I got out in September of 2018 and I had a job in the city waiting for me when I got home.
That was happy
Now, when I
shit.
got out of jail, my wife was living with her mom about an hour away from the city.
Yeah.
But she knew we had to find somewhere to live close to both of our jobs that were downtown in the city that we were moving to. Since we were starting all over after the legal fees, lawyers, fines, and other assorted debts, we knew we could only afford something super cheap that would let us pay week to week instead of having to pay security deposits
Damn.
and monthly rent up front. We found a boarding house in our city and checked it out. There were 4 rooms in the house with a shared kitchen and bathroom for everyone.
That is good. 4-room, kitchen, bathroom. Oh, that's amazing.
We moved into one of the rooms. Our neighbors on the first floor were a 30-year-old lady and her mom.
Oh, so y'all got neighbors.
And then upstairs, there was a young guy who moved in the same week as us.
Okay.
And lastly, a young couple that lived in the room next to the other young guy.
Got you.
In the 3 months that we lived there, the only people we talked to was the young couple upstairs. They seemed similar to us in age and interests.
That boy is bulk. God dang, that boy got a lot of muscle on it. That boy tall as shit too. Boy.
And we just usually talked to them in passing or maybe on the front porch when we were all out there having a cigarette. They were nice enough, and they also smoked weed, which me and my wife did as well.
Whoa. Now you see, that's why.
And we smoked on the porch together a couple of times.
Okay.
Things were just a-okay until the month of November came and shit just started to hit the fan. Left
How?
and right with this couple who we'll name Jim and Sierra.
Nice names.
It started off small. Things like hearing them get into short shouting matches, or one or both of them asking me and my wife to borrow money.
Okay.
Or constantly trying to bum cigarettes. One day I came home and Sierra was walking into the house, the same time as me, with 3 guys that I've never seen before, and a case of beer. They party all night.
Ain't no way. She got crushed.
And keep
That's
me and
his
my
man,
wife
no.
up, but we end up going to bed around 5 a.m. A few days later, we are woken up on a Sunday. Me and my wife's only day off to Jim screaming at Sierra, throwing all of her stuff into the front yard. He was calling.
He caught his wife cheating on him on his bed with 3 other men. Damn, that's tough.
Her everything in the book you can imagine, and told her to get out of his life, yada yada yada. They argued for like 3
Man,
hours
no
and eventually
shit.
someone picked Sierra up.
Damn.
We had a week of peace and quiet, but by the next week she was moved back in.
How?
And the fights and screaming were constant. Until one night. It was a Tuesday night, the day before my birthday. Me and my wife worked that day and just kind of lounged around after work.
Okay.
My wife and I ended up smoking some weed around 1 a.m. and we put in a movie.
But that
to
will
giggle at
put
all
your
night.
ass so high to sleep. Your reaction time gets down and everything. Weed is not good, kids. Boys, weed is not good. That shit get your reaction time goes down, your everything goes down. Real talk.
The whole time we were watching this movie, we could hear Jim and Sierra screaming at each other.
Oh my god.
We could hear them stomping around as they moved around upstairs in the room right above our ceiling. It went on the whole movie, it seemed like.
Whoa.
After actually making it through the movie without falling asleep from smoking too much, we both noticed that Jim and Sierra had finally stopped fighting.
Did your wall get, bro? Did you just
We both wanted to take advantage of the quiet and
wait? Did they actually? They were stomping too much. They cracked the goddamn what the name is, the wall
we laid down and
downstairs. That's
cuddled up to
crazy.
sleep. So we had to go to work in the morning.
Okay.
I was woken up in the middle of the night by my wife, who was shaking me and looking off toward my side of the bed.
Okay.
I was so tired and out of it that I thought maybe she saw a big bug and wanted me
No,
to
bro,
kill
you're
it.
supposed to get your ass up
I
when it
turn over to
happens.
get up, and when I do, there is a man standing next to my bed, hunched over my nightstand, going through my drawer.
Ain't no
And the man has
way.
an empty milk gallon in his hand. After rolling over and us locking eyes, he stood up from his hunched position and was just staring at me. I kicked my feet
That's
out
your
onto the
neighbor.
floor, and I sat up on the bed as he started backing up slowly, one step at a time. At this point, I finally realized that it's Jim in our room going through my stuff, holding an empty milk gallon.
Damn.
Now, like I said, I was still pretty out of it and just calmly said to him, "What's up, Jim? Why the hell are you in our room, bud?" After a few seconds, Jim asks, "Can I borrow your guy's car, man?"
You broke into my house. And you going through my stuff. In my private room that me and my wife have. That's where the magic happens. Or you came here and saying, "Can I borrow your car?" Are you on mine?
Can one of you take me down to the gas station and back real quick? Thank
Heck
goodness for my
no.
wife, who was finally fully awake, unlike me, who said, "What? You broke in our room to borrow our car."
Yeah, bro.
"No, you cannot borrow our car after you broke into our room at 4 a.m. Now get the hell out of here, you freaking weirdo."
Nice.
Surprisingly, Jim leaves, but he doesn't just leave. He sprints out the front door and starts running down the street, towards the gas station that he asked us to take him to. I looked at my wife, and before we can even say anything to each other, our other neighbor from upstairs comes down and says that Jim and Sierra were fighting worse than he had ever heard or
Damn.
saw, that he hadn't heard any noise coming from the room for about an hour. My wife, who was feeling protective of a fellow female who had to endure similar abuse in the past, told me and our neighbor to go upstairs and check on her. So we go upstairs, and the door to Jim and Sierra's room is shut, but not locked. I knocked and shouted for someone, and there was no answer.
He popped his wife.
Standing side by side, me and my neighbor turned the doorknob and pushed the door open.
He popped his wife.
On the back wall of the room, Sierra was laying on the couch, face up. And we also noticed that the floor and ceiling had been hacked up, almost like someone was trying to get inside of the floor and ceiling for some reason. Me and my neighbor walked over to the couch, thinking that Jim had knocked her unconscious, but when we made it to her, we realized there was blood on the couch and thin blood streaks on the wall, and blood all over her. I can't speak for my neighbor, but as soon as I looked at her, I thought, she doesn't have a face. The neighbor called the cops immediately, and I was just standing there
Oy.
dumbfounded. I heard him tell the police that Jim had smashed his girlfriend's face in with a sledgehammer.
Damn.
The weapon was still there, but Jim had run off. The police told us to leave the room and wait outside if we felt safe doing so. The cops came and they put an APB out on Jim. They found him about an hour
Now why y'all snitch on boy? The ain't no you snitched on him?
later, running
Come
down the
on,
street.
bro.
After talking to the cops, they said it looked like Jim was trying to find the gas line in the house, and he probably wanted me to take him to the gas station to get fuel to help him burn down the house with Sierra inside.
I'ma listen, bro. You cheated on him with 3 other men. What you expected him to do? He's a crash out, D1 crash out. He was smoking weed. He's a D1 crasher. He was probably on some medications too. My boy, veins was coming out of his head. What you expected? You cheated on his bed in his apartment with 3 other men. What you expected that man to do? He let you go. You came back. He had to do what he had to do. Damn, bro. That's tough.
After all the cops left and everything calmed down, me and my wife looked at each other like, what the hell?
Ain't no
We
what
had to
the
call
hell,
into work
bro.
the next day because there were 2 news vans out front all morning.
You might tell me what you expect that man to do. 3 men blow your back out, and then you expect your man to say, "Oh, it's okay, but you cheated on me with 3 other men, blow your back out. We're still together." No, heck no.
And every time we stepped out for a smoke or anything,
And I don't condone violence. No, heck no. But damn,
they
bro.
were badgering us for an interview. It ended up being a small blip in the news with a short paragraph in the newspaper and a 1-minute segment on the local news channel. But yeah, that's how I was face to face with a murderer, right after he killed his girlfriend in the same house I was in.
Because she cheated. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
So this part of the story starts in 2009.
Ohio.
I was a junior in high school. I lived in
I
a
think it's
small
Ohio, I
town
don't
in
know.
Ohio.
Oh, that I was
In the
right.
fall, I started to date my first real boyfriend, John.
No,
He was a senior,
story 1 was kind of dope. I like that shit. 10 out of 10.
and
Let's see
many
what
of his
this
friends
is.
were dating my friends, and he was well liked and funny at school.
Got you.
I'm thrilled about the relationship, especially because my strict parents even seemed to like him as well. He was pretty quiet around them, but always polite and appreciative in their presence.
Got you.
Since it's a small town, John lived literally down the street, and we hung out all the time.
Yeah, I
My parents
did.
were actually getting divorced at the time, so I liked spending time at his place more than mine.
Damn.
John lived with Chris, a man who wasn't his biological dad, but somehow he had
That's what beer I'm trying to get right there. You see my boy's beer? That's what I'm trying to get right there, bro. If I'm a little bit thick, not that big, but
lived
you
with
know,
since
pause.
around the age of 13, and often called him dad.
Okay.
Chris was an adolescence counselor who knew John because he had been in the foster care system, and he had taken John in.
Maybe not beer like that. Y'all gonna see when I grow my beer. Y'all gonna see, bro.
Chris was an amazing human who was fun to be around, and it was just the two of them and
Got
their
you.
pug Murphy at the house. I don't know much about John's childhood at first, other than it had clearly been rough enough for him to be involved with children's services.
Damn.
Anyways, we spent a lot of time together, and always had a good time with Chris as well. Eventually, John confided in me that he often had really bad depression and would get really bad thoughts. I was shook by this, and I even told Chris about it as well.
What kind of thoughts?
Regardless, we continued to date, and I did my best to support him.
Yeah, bro. That
So
that
the
be your
next year, I'm a
girlfriend.
senior, and John has graduated, but he's not really doing anything.
Damn.
He didn't go to college, and his plans to join the military weren't working out, so he's just living with Chris
I mean, it's hard to join military, not gonna lie, but
and working a part-time job that my dad had gotten for him. I've always been into school and extracurriculars, and I felt like John was holding me back.
damn, why you gotta do my boy
Our
like that
relationship
though?
was going downhill in many ways, but I was scared if I broke it off that he might really do something drastic.
Wait, miss call, answer it. Where are you, bro? Now this is toxic, bro. Like, okay, I understand she's your girlfriend, but this is toxic. Chill out.
He had threatened to do so when I tried. In May 2011, I graduated high school and decided I had to leave the relationship behind.
You see, you're too much.
I was having my own depression issues, and John was having a detrimental effect on my mental health.
Damn, you see,
I finally told him that we had to break up, and he needed to stop contacting
John,
me.
you crush. Look at your face, bro. You gotta chill. You crushing out. That
with
what
these
happens.
threats.
When you
I
drain
mostly
her.
cut off all contact, and a
Yes.
couple of months later, I got an
Good job,
apartment
girl.
with a friend, about 30 minutes away from home, beside the college I was attending. One Friday night in April 2012, I'm in my hometown to see a friend, and I pass John's house where I see police cars everywhere.
Hold up. I don't know what my goddamn thing is like that. Hold up. Is the I got it on my headsets. My bad, y'all. I apologize. Yeah, I got it in my headset. Yeah, I don't know what it was like that. Hold up. Let's get back into it though.
I'm shocked and I didn't know what to think, so
With crime
Oh my
out of
God.
control, we need a new district attorney. Nathan Hockman, a former federal prosecutor.
You wouldn't
Hockman
hate
will
me.
end catch and release policies that made crime worse. For district attorney Nathan Hockman.
No, I'm not getting copyrighted, bro. I'm not. How long is this shit got to be? These boys just. I'm not reacting to none of these videos no more. I'm never reacting. Hex now.
100 plus channels of live TV starting.
My last
So,
time.
I immediately
Bro,
called
my last time reacting to this channel. I'm not reacting to this channel no more. Hex no. That boy just hit me.
our
9
mutual
feet.
friend Kyle.
Hex no.
Kyle said he has no clue what was going on with
Hey, that boy just hit me with 9 ads. I'm not reacting to it. None of his content no more, bro. Simple. This is the
John,
last one.
and he says that John had hung out at his house a few days before. Kyle said John seemed like he was in a good mood, especially because he was driving Chris's Beamer at the time, which he loved to do. Anyways, Kyle was actually hanging out at my apartment with my roommate. This was normal as he had a crush on her, So I just keep
Okay.
driving that way. When I get to my place, Kyle hasn't heard anything, but my mom calls me with the scoop. She's friends with cop wives and stuff, small town stuff. It turns out that John murdered Chris, and he was on the run somewhere.
Why? That boy let you borrow his car. Why you murder him?
Someone had called for a wellness check after not hearing from Chris for a while. The cops found his body at home.
Oh no.
I was shocked and a little bit scared, as were Kyle and my
That
roommate.
boy was like, yo, right here, man.
So we all decided to stay at my roommate's parents' house for the night. By morning, the cops had luckily found and arrested John. He had taken the Beamer, so it was easily spotted at a rundown motel about 15 miles from his home.
You see, John, you
About 12
crushing on
miles from our
wrong
apartment.
people, bro.
When the details came out, the whole thing was even more terrifying. It was a brutal homicide, and it occurred days before the body was found. Which means that John was just hanging out at Kyle's house between committing this act and getting arrested.
What?
Just nonchalantly playing video games and telling jokes to Kyle's little sister, acting like
Oh,
everything was just
no.
fine. Meanwhile, he had stuffed Chris's body in their freezer at home.
Whoa.
It's insane to think about how someone could be such a psychopath.
That's
There was
menacing.
really no explanation given. John initially tried to plead insanity, but he was eventually deemed competent and then pleaded guilty. He got 30 to life in prison.
Damn.
I've obviously told this story from my perspective, but the person who really matters the most in this...
Nah, that's 50 alive in prison. No way that's 30. You crazy?
Of course, the victim. Chris was truly a saint of a human being. He had been my role model for so many years. You just wonder, how could something so horrific happen to someone so good?
Yeah, bro,
And
that's
at the hands
tough.
of someone who they had given everything to.
It happens to good people all
Someone
the
they
time.
had loved, trusted, and seen as a son. It's horrifying. Chris spent his life advocating for kids like John. The
Yeah,
local
bro.
center he worked at is actually named after him now, as is the street that it is on. I often wonder about the why of it all. Chris and John got along almost all the time, and though John clearly had mental health issues, no one thought he would really hurt anyone. But clearly, something was very wrong with John that we missed. They say hindsight is 20/20, and I can definitely look back and think of a few strange instances with him. Sneaky, manipulative, and angry.
That's what I'm
He
talking about.
eventually showed all of those traits, but I was lucky enough to not experience any violence at his hands.
That's what he was toxic. That's what I was
I wish
talking
I could
about,
say
bro.
the same for Chris. I'm thankful for the time that I did get to spend with him, though, and the positive impact he had on my life during that time.
That's tough.
I know he had a positive effect on so many other lives as well. May he
For
rest
sure.
in peace.
May he rest in peace.
It was summer of 2000.
That was it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. My boy's gonna hit me with the 3 more ads. Now, like, oh, he hit me with 9 ads. I was not expecting that from him, bro. Now, like, I reacted to his channel like once, but like I was not expecting. Now my one boy to hit me with a fucking 9 combo ad thing. If I'm saying so. I think that's 3 horror stories, with true horror, terrifying stories we reacted to animated. I mean, they're right here. It's so we're hearing the 19-minute mark. I mean, they're right here, yeah. I'm never to reacting to his channel, never ever again. He hit me with 9 ads. That's goddamn. But that's, you know what I mean? I'm lost the words, bro. No channel hit me with 9 ads yet on YouTube. But I mean, they're right here, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe, turn on notifications to miss my content, vids, lives, or shorts, or clips. In the comments, drop the links, the names of the spooky, scary, horror animated videos y'all want me to react to. If I'm saying, like the video if you want more spooky, scary Friday. I'ma see you boys in the next one. I hope you have a blessed weekend, blessed day, or blessed weekend, or blessed year. If I'm saying, I hope everybody doing good. Stay hygiene. If I'm saying, be careful always. If I'm saying. Keep your eyes open, stay awake, and stay sober, if I'm saying. And yeah, bro, that's all I gotta say. I hope y'all stay safe. Have a blessed day. I'ma see you boys in the next one. I have to go eat some food, if I'm saying. I hope you're having some good eats too, if I'm saying, eating good food too. I'ma see you boys in the next one. Peace.